Hey everybody, I'm Greg.
And I'm Katie. Welcome to the Meeple Society. Today we are on episode 103, part 8 of the tease. But before we get started, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content, hit the bell icon if you want notification of future content.
And if you click the link below, it takes you to where all of our social media are. 13 games.
Yes.
All these games either have something to do with cards,
Or trains.
or trains, or writing.
Or writing.
Writing.
Writing? Right. Okay, well, yes.
It's not really a card game, it's a dice game. It's a dice,
Yes,
it's
it
a roll
is.
and write.
It's a roll and write. Okay.
So let's do that one first.
Okay.
Although it's buried.
That's all right.
We'll unbury it. Three Sisters.
So this is one, if you notice, it probably should have been back a little ways. Somehow it never made it onto our list of games, and I don't know how. It didn't even make it into BGG, and I don't understand how we've had it for years and it never made it onto any of our lists. So you act like I'm not seeing this. Anyway, so we're covering it now. Yeah, I just saw it sitting on the shelf going, why haven't we played that already? Anyway, Three Sisters. This is a roll and write. It is one of those ones that you have to have 2 pages for.
It's not about sisters.
No. The Three Sisters refers to a mixture of plants that grow well together. And it is, correct me if I'm wrong, pumpkins, corn, and green beans?
Green beans.
Were the three quote-unquote sisters. So with this one, you play in a number of rounds. You play 8 rounds total, and you track those rounds here. And each round, something special happens at the end of the round. You are rolling a specific number of dice, and depending on player count, and you group those dice together based on the numbers. So if you roll a 2, 2 3s, and a 4, then you're going to go 2 3s and you're 4. And you basically, you go round robin with here on this little rondelle until you're out of dice. And then the next round you pick up where you left off and you do that again. So every round your optional actions are changing.
Yeah, you get the little farmer marker.
Yes.
Farmer marker?
Farmer.
The farmer marker, yes.
That's what he's called.
The place marker or
That tells you
placekeeper.
where you're picking up the next round, right? So on your turn you're collecting a die and you're doing something on your board based on the die you picked up. The number refers to the garden number here, and you can plant or water so many times based on which garden you're going into. Also based on if you have any upgrades from this board. So that's the die. The action itself tells you what else you can do. And you may be able to go over to the apiary or over into the fruit, the orchards, and do stuff there. You may be able to go over to the shed and start working on some of your equipment, which gives you upgrades in the new round, or from then on, essentially, once you get them built. But you're marking stuff off, and just like any good roll and write, this snowballs. You get to a point where you get a couple of things marked off, and suddenly you've got something in between them that lets you do something else over here. You get something done here, and it lets you do more over here. And it all snowballs and works together. But everybody at the end gets kind of like a joint action based on whatever die is left. Whatever die is lowest left in the mix. Yeah, I really like this one. I'd forgotten how good it was until we played it the other day.
Yeah, you won this again, though.
Did I? Oh, yeah, I did.
I haven't won this game yet.
I'm sorry.
So, it's all you.
Well, there are plenty of games I can't seem to win, so it's turnabout is fair play. Anyway, that is Three Sisters, a really neat roll and write about vegetables and farming. We're going to hold on to it. I like it.
Okay.
All right.
Now all the games are either card games or, what else did I say? Train games, yes.
Card games or train games.
Too Many Monkeys, a totally banana card game. This was ridiculous.
Yes.
This is one of those, I tried getting, it's 6 and up. I tried to get it into the brain of a 6-year-old, I guess, to play this, but...
You didn't have any luck at that?
Set them up and you knock them down, right? Anyway.
the way this one plays, everybody has 6 cards out in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
starting off with 6 cards.
You start with 6 cards. This number decreases as the game goes on if you win each round. And you're going to turn them all around. So they're...
Kind of have the doorknobs on the same side.
Okay. So what happens? On your turn, you have 2 choices. You can pull a card from the top of the deck, or you can pull a card from the top of the discard pile. What you're trying to do is get all of your monkeys face up in the right order. So I pull a 2. I replace the second card. This has to this I can pull. I turn it over.
You turn it over.
And you just continue doing this up until I've got a duplicate. Now I have to discard that. My opponent can then go, oh, I'll take that too. And he starts doing the exact same thing. Now, there's a number of other cards. So on my turn, maybe I pull the next card. It's another 2. I have to discard it. And you keep doing this until you get all of your cards turned up right. Well, hey, these guys were actually in the right place. These were not. There are a bunch of specialty cards. There is the Do Not Disturb card, and that allows you to make one of your opponents turn one of their cards back over.
Mm-hmm.
There is the Raccoon. This lets you search the discard pile for that elusive 5 that your opponent threw away and you couldn't get to in time. Or maybe he made you turn your 5 over, so now you're trying to get another 5 to make it flip back over. There is the Giraffe and the
Elephant.
They do nothing.
Ends your turn.
It's a monkey party. They were not invited. They do nothing.
And it ends your turn.
And it ends your turn. What was the monkey?
He was a wild.
He was a wild. He could go anywhere in line. You could even pick him up and move him if you had to.
Yes.
So he was wild. You liked him. And then there was Skip. I bet you can't guess what this did. It let you make somebody else skip their turn. Well, yeah, you basically got 2 turns in a row because your opponent skipped their turn. Depends on how many players. In a 2-player game, you get 2 turns in a row. It was very basic. I could see for a 6-year-old this would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
The theme is cute. It's not complex by any stretch.
Plays very quickly.
It does. It does, yeah. At the end of each round, whoever won the game takes 1 less card back. Whoever won the round, I should say.
So they start off with 1 through 5.
1 through 5 now. They no longer have to get the 6. And then it's 1 through 4, and then 1 through 3. And then basically the first person to run out of cards, to run out of doors, they win the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's all there was to this one. Very light and easy. Definitely geared towards small children. That being said, we're going to go ahead and let it go. It's a little too light and easy for us. So, too many monkeys. I'm going to leave the collection. All right.
Okay, next we have Totally Gross, the Game of Science.
Okay, I liked...
Full board game with board and game pieces.
I liked the questions on this. I did like the trivia aspect of it. I do not like the packaging.
This is your board.
Yes, this is the whole board. And the idea is that you are moving around. You're rolling the die to see how far you get to move.
Oh, there goes the rubber band.
If you get the question right. Oh, so much for that guy. All right.
That's why you don't put rubber bands on games.
That's right.
Well, one of the reasons.
So there's 2 types of questions in this. There are straight up trivia questions, and then there are totally gross questions. And they're not even questions. They're more like challenges. But anyway, questions. Start of the game, you decide which one you're going to read, the top or the bottom, and then you stick with that for the rest of the game. So, for example, name 2 of the 4 blood types.
Oh.
And?
Oh, 2.
2.
A.
Yes. A, B, and O. And then, of course, there's positive and negative variants of each of those types. Do you know your blood type? Well, I may be positive. I know that. I don't know what you are. No. You would think after having surgery we would know that. It's got to be in your file somewhere, but that's beside the point. So it's questions like
I'm
that.
a one of a kind.
You're one of a kind. Well, there's that. Name your body's largest organ. But you won't get
your
this
skin.
One right. Yes, skin.
I passed biology.
Skin is an organ, and a very large one. As an adult, you'll end up with more than 20 square feet of it. Wow.
You could upholster a chair. The game's called Totally Gross, guys. Totally Gross.
Yeah. All right. What do you call the frozen chunks of water that cover 10% of our planet?
The what?
The frozen chunks
Icebergs?
of water. Glaciers.
Glaciers, icebergs, it's the same thing.
I don't know if they still cover 10%, but Earth has so many that if you put them all together, they'd be as big as Russia. Interesting. But questions aside, and I do love the questions in this. I think they are very neat science questions. But if you land, when you get a question right and you land on a totally gross space, now you have to do a totally gross option. And I think it even gives you the option. You don't have to.
Yeah, there's one or two. Like the top one here is act like a fly, wave your arms 180 times in 1 minute. If you succeed, call the Guinness Book of World Records. Humans just can't keep up with those flies. Okay. Or guess which player has the longest fingernails.
Right now it might be you because I just had to cut all mine off.
No, you still got longer ones.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so some of them aren't that bad. Others are geared more toward children. Let's put that out now.
Check all players for eye boogers.
I check the cats every day, but I don't.
Touch your toe with your touch your toes to your nose.
I used to be able to do that.
Well, so could I when I was young.
I could do that clear up into my 20s, but yeah, not
Imitate
anymore.
a cat taking a bath.
No.
Lean your head back and have the other players look up your nose for boogers.
Okay, enough of that.
People.
I think it is a very cool science-themed game. You're still reading the totally gross ones, aren't you?
Pretend you're a female butterfly and use your feet to taste the plant you're eating. That'll go back in there.
Anyway, this one is going to leave the collection. You know, I know a lot of math teachers. I do not know if I know any science teachers. A lot of our former choir kids became teachers, but I don't think any of them became science teachers. I think this would be a cool game for an elementary school class, science class. You know what I mean? Anyway, totally gross. The game of science. There you go. All right. Trails of Tucana with the box on sideways. Anyway, this is one of my favorite roller rides.
Yes, I know. You destroyed me in it the last game. I just had a really bad game at this last time.
You did. You did. You just could not get it together, and I don't understand what the problem was, but, you know. All right, so Trails of Tucana, this is your board. Or perhaps that's your board. There are 2 islands in this one, and there is an expansion that adds more islands. I know that. I have not been able to get my hands on the expansion. I would love to, but that's your board. So what happens, this is a flip and write.
Maybe Aparta Games watches this and they can send us a copy of the expansion.
That'd be awesome.
Just putting it out there.
So the way the game starts, there are a number of these island setup cards. You start out the game by everybody filling out their port numbers. So if you notice, there are 10 different port numbers on this map. They will eventually be labeled anywhere from A through E. Each player picks one starting location. So player 1 is going to start at 1, player 2 at 2, player 3 at 3, etc. And you start, everybody writes down the letter C at whatever their start location is, and then you keep going around. And all these cards are different. There's a whole stack of them here, so there's a lot of variability throughout. But you write down the letters in order going around your island. This way, everybody starts with their ports in different locations. So nobody's going to end up with the exact same island, even though the maps themselves are identical. Your ports are just different. It's the only difference. So there are also some goal cards that are out. If you are the first to connect port A to port A, you get a bonus. Everybody gets points for doing so. The first person to do it gets a bonus off of these cards. There's also some extra bonus cards in here for the first person to connect 2 of their symbols on the board. In this case, 2 monoliths. But the bulk of the game, the heart of the game, what you're doing, you are looking at 2 cards. So you've got a whole deck of these terrain cards. And each round you are revealing 2 cards, and you are connecting. You're drawing a line on your map to connect anywhere on the map these 2 pieces of terrain. So if I want to connect trees to a sand, yeah, to a desert, I would connect any of the green spots, any of the trees, and it could have an item in it, any of the green to sand, anywhere.
Yep. Forest to sand, to desert. I mean, I'm sorry, forest to desert.
Well, I said desert, right? So the next 2 are forest to mountains. Flip that over. So I would then now connect. Maybe I went into, I don't know, maybe I did this forest into this sand. Well, now I can go this forest into this mountain over here. So I just keep connecting until I start connecting all of these different symbols. And there's 5 different symbols on here. There's a monolith, a book, a toucan. What we discovered was a yeti. It looks like a school mascot. I'll show you a picture right here. And then a
sea serpent. I think it is.
Yeah, it looks like Loch Ness Monster or something.
Where did I find that at last time?
You're trying to connect all of these different symbols on the map to a port. Doesn't all need to be the same port. They don't all need to be connected together, but they need to be connected to a port. And as soon as you connect them to a port, then you get to cross it off on the list over here. And the first one you cross off, it just means points at the end of the round. The second one you cross off, it means points at the end of the round. The third one you actually get connected. I've gotten all of my toucans connected to a port somewhere. Now I get to get a bonus road somewhere. So not only do I get 5 points at the end of every round now, I get to make a road somewhere in between 2 territories that just maybe isn't coming up and I really need it there. So I get a free road. The smaller side of the board plays in 2 rounds. The big side plays in 3. At the end of each round, you add up how many points you have here in the orange and you score it down here. And then you move on to the next round. And you do that again. At the end of the game, you're adding up, once again, all of these numbers you've now got circled. So if you get them connected early, you get to score them multiple times. You're also adding up any of the routes that you managed to connect, any bonuses you got, and whoever has the most wins.
Yep.
You know, it's that simple. I love this game. I love the thinkiness of it. I love the variability of you never know what cards are going to come out.
No, you don't.
And trying to make your paths the best you can. I enjoy this.
This game is total luck, random luck, basically, which is unless you're
any rolling
rights or drawing rights are all random luck anyway. So
anyway, Trails of Tucana, neat game. I love it. It's gonna stay.
Next we have we'll just do a train game. A train card game.
Okay, so Trambahn. We got this one a long time ago.
Long time ago. Back when we were when we worked for Mayfair.
No, it was even before we worked for Mayfair. We had signed up. Somebody had told us about Mayfair's dinner party thing they did at Gen Con every year.
Oh, that's right.
It was one of the very first Gen Cons we went to.
It was the Isle of Skye's release party.
Yes, and if you signed up as a couple, they weren't going to send you home with 2 copies of Isle of Skye because you paid $50. You got dinner at the restaurant. You got a game night with 3 other people. And then you got a copy of the game that they were previewing, which in this case was Isle of Skye. Well, for couples, this was the alternative game. So they didn't send you home with 2 copies.
I was going to say, I couldn't remember how we bought that.
That's how we got it. It was through that party. All right, so the way this works. This is, and talk about creaming me at a game. 264 to 228 was that.
It wasn't
score.
that bad.
Okay. All right. So this last one was 204 to 182, 193 to 183, 188 to 160. Okay, that one. Nope. I'm sorry. Our columns got reversed on this one. 237 to 198. This is one of those I can't seem to win.
Like you said, we all have those games.
Yes. All right. You start off with a series of trains. Turn them over. Starting at ×2 and going all the way up to ×4. There are so many trains out at a time, so you have a variety out typically, but they all start at the 2s, and then as the game progresses, they get as you buy the 2s,
then the 3s come out, and then the 4s come out.
There are 4 train stations out. These indicate the color of the passengers that you're trying to serve. So you've got your train stations out, and you're going to end up laying customers out underneath them. Beyond that, all the cards are multi-use. I'm just going to take out a small stack of them. You start off the game with, I want to say it was 10 cards, something like that, and you keep drawing back up as the game progresses. Maybe it was 6.
I think it's 6.
Yeah, that sounds more familiar. So there's a number of different types of cards in here. Most of these are numbered cards. So I've got like a passenger 1 yellow. Great. I've got an 8 blue. I've got a 10 green. Jokers. Jokers are wild. You can use them as any passenger. You can use them to fill in numbers, whatever you want to do. This one plays very much like the same play style as Lost Cities. You have to have everything in order. You can't backtrack. Yeah. The numbers have to be laid down in order. So how this works, you have a hand of 6 cards at the start of your turn. And you have to, at the start of the turn, you have to lay down a passenger. You have to progress one of these passenger lines towards scoring.
And each
whether
line
it be
needs
something
4.
you have or something else. So maybe I know I can't use this green 10 anytime soon. So I'll lay down this green 10 right there and start progressing that one. When this gets to 4, no matter who has a green line running, the green lines score. So you also start off with $15 because if you notice the back side.
First player starts off with $12,000. Second person gets $15,000.
Okay. So the back of the cards are all money. If at any point I don't want any of these cards, I can turn them all into money. Simple as that. But
or you can hold on to them.
Or I can hold on to them for another round, right? The first set of trains cost you $5. Okay, so you want to start off with a train. So I'm going to buy a train for $5. I spend part of my 15 on that. Great. Just put those right there. And these are my cards I have left in my hand. I have a whole bunch of blues here. 2, 4, and 5. The only thing lower than a 2 is a 1. I can give up the 1.
And the 3.
And I'd be missing the 3. But what I could do is at least lay these 3 down under my train. And I now have a blue train running. I have one going. I have a 1 yellow. Gosh, it'd be nice to get that 1 yellow out. So maybe I'll buy another train with part of my starting money so that I have a second train now running. Oop, give me a 2. Give me a 2. And I'll lay down that. And I just have this left. Well, I want to use this 8 on this 5 later, but I want to see if I can find the 6 and 7 first. So I'll hold on to this one. And that ends my turn. I draw back up to 6. And then play progresses. Greg goes. He lays out his passenger. He does what he can with his hand. As soon as you get blues up here, as soon as I'm able to get 4 blues, maybe I finally pull that blue 1. Well, I can't use it. I could use it if I started a new line. You can have as many blue lines as you want. They all score separately. They all score, though. But as soon as I could put this up here to start triggering this to score. So how that's going to score is at the end of the game, maybe I finally had this too, and at the end of the game, I'm sorry, every time something scores, you're looking at these numbers in the center. So right now I have 5 points here, times the number on my train, times 2. So this is 10 points. My blue line is worth 10 points to me. If I can keep it going, if I can get the 9 and the 10 here, it'll be worth even more the next time blue scores. You keep your train lines, they keep scoring every time that color scores. You go through 10 scoring events, and then the game is over.
Yep. Yeah, because when blue line scores, if somebody else has on blue line, they're going to get 0 in that first pour.
I'm going to get 10 points. They get 0. I'm already in the lead. If I can keep making blue score and they don't get any blue, then
there's also an extra tour you can do, and that's if you get a total 8 cards in your line. You can add them up, and that's the extra tour that you get. But you only get 1 per game.
Yes, yeah. I had forgotten. I mean, this one does not come off the shelf often.
No, because we have so many other games too. But I do. It's a nice 2-player game that we can just pull off and play.
I do very much enjoy this one. I've forgotten how good it was. And like you said, I did not mention that. It is just a 2-player only game.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is Trambahn. I'm going to hold on to it. All right. Okay. All right.
Got your sunglasses? Because we're going to Miramar with Top Gun.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm sending you there.
All right, so I found this one at Goodwill. This is not typically the type of game that we're going to pick up. But I found it at Goodwill, so I thought, oh, what the heck? Give it a shot. This game, and I'm sure you've probably heard this by now, plays in 2 phases. You have the volleyball phase, and then you have the air fight phase, or the skirmish phase, whatever you want to call it. So the volleyball phase is just a series of cards. You have the volleyball net, and everybody has a deck of cards. Nope, it is just these, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Everybody gets a set of cards, 9 cards total. You lay them out in whatever order you want in front of the volleyball net. Done. And each player does this. And you are basically just trying to get the ball back over the net. And whoever wins each round.
You're trying to find the other player's whiff.
Oh, that's right. You're trying to find their woofs.
Whiffs.
When you find the whiffs, that gives you some little bonus that you're going to use during
each player
the
has
skirmish phase.
Each player has 3 whiffs. Each whiff lets you draw either a pilot tile or a WSO, which I'm not sure exactly. They explain what WSO is. I don't recall what it is, but
it's skirmish cards.
Yeah.
Anyway,
or there's one you get one of each. So
right. So what happens is you pick a place to start. Whoever goes first has the
where's
little
the
ball.
ball?
The ball is
the flat ball.
It's right here. There is this little, the very colorful volleyball. Okay.
It's only in the game because it was in the movie.
Yeah.
And
okay. So what happens? Whoever's the first player basically just taps a card.
And they flip it over.
Flip over that card.
And it's set. So this person can hit it over the net, backwards one or sideways one.
Each card tells you exactly how it plays. So he can choose to where to hit it. He knows where his cards are. So yep, it's going to have to go right here. Okay, so I flip over this card. I have a spike. So I spike it back over the net. And it's just...
It goes anywhere, I
it
believe.
It goes anywhere over the net, if I remember
spike
correctly.
goes anywhere.
So I'm going to go there.
I got a bump. So I can bump it over here, turn that over,
You can bump it again.
bump it again.
One or
This
two
better get it
forward.
over. And I whiffed.
He found his own whiff. You wouldn't have sent it to your own whiff, though. You know what I mean? Because you could move this one or two
I was looking for a
forward.
spike. I don't know where it was at, though. But I don't know where these cards are at. I just
Yeah.
threw these down.
So if I had found that whiff, or I guess he turned over his own whiff, that's fine.
Forgetting
you can
where
look
my
at
cards
your
are
own
at.
cards
Yeah.
anytime. Then I would get a bonus. And then you keep playing until one player has revealed all of their opponent's whiffs. They're all in
it's
the
got to
back
be
row.
me.
Yep. There you go. As soon as all 3 whiffs are revealed on one side, you clean up the volleyball net and you move into this phase.
This
Into the
phase.
Skirmish phase. We're going to call it
Does
the
it
skirmish
have
phase.
an actual
It might. I do not
version,
know
a
what it
thing?
is.
Hop phase, I bet.
The hop
yep.
phase?
The hop phase. Yeah, because that's what they called the hops when they were practicing.
Oh, okay.
They called it a hop.
Okay. That's fine. The hop phase. So each player has, starts on one side of the board. There are a bunch of different setups. There's double-sided setup cards, and they tell you where you're putting out some little 2-point tokens, and it also tells you where each person starts and at what elevation they start at.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their set of these tiles that basically indicate where your ship is starting, and you've got your ships. I have to admit, the ships are kind of cool.
Except for it took you a minute to figure out how to move them.
Did take us a while.
Because you thought they
to
just
figure
clicked
out-
up, but they
yeah,
pull
no,
out
they
of it
pull out.
and trying to find this hole is
Yes.
a pain because it's all clear plastic.
Yeah. Everybody has their ships.
You
Goes
start on the
board.
bottom.
You start at the bottom level, right? Or at 2.
I don't know.
Level elevation 2.
Okay.
Starts at
It starts at
elevation
the
2.
level it tells you on there.
So at that point, you're taking your maneuvering tokens, and each player is doing this at the same time. So you don't know what the other player's picking. You're taking your maneuvering tokens, and the defender is trying to find are trying to get 3 of the 4 2-point tokens that are out there.
Yes.
The attacker is trying to get a lock on the defender. That's it. That's all you're trying to do is get that lock. If you can manage that, then the round is over, and you go back to the volleyball phase to see who gets what in the next round. So how these work is it shows you exactly where the ship starts and exactly where the ship ends. And that's how you're moving. So you start, and you play 2 of these at once. So maybe I'm going to go, so I start here, and then I go here. Well, that seems kind of silly, but I would overlay them like that, and that's where I would end up. So I'm starting here, I'm ending here. These were probably not going to be played together, but you get the idea. You're playing 2 of these to make them work together, hopefully. Trying to get to the tokens you want. If you can cross over or land on one of the tokens, you get them. These, there are also WSO cards, though, that you're also playing out each round. And if the attacker can get the defender into his sights, into one of these 3 areas, he gets a bonus toward getting that lock done. Otherwise, I think it was just a die roll as to whether or not you got the lock. Mm-hmm. The attacker or the defender, if they could get the attacker into their sights, they would get better defenses toward the roll. I felt like it was not complex, but it was more complex than it needed to be.
Right.
If that makes any sense at all.
Yep.
So we're not going to hold on to this one either. It was cute. It is just definitely not our style of game.
No.
And even though I liked the original movie, I did. It's not my kind of movie.
The new one, Maverick, is actually pretty decent too.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of that one. I've not seen the whole thing. You're gonna make me guess how it goes on? That way, I'm assuming. Okay. See, last time you tricked me and you gave it to me like that. So, anyway, Top Gun strategy game. We're gonna let this one go. Yeah. All right.
Next we have Top That. This is actually you could consider as a dexterity game. Almost.
It is. It is. This was very much. Now this is a blue-orange. That's one of the reasons I picked it up from Goodwill, as I do really like most of their games, and their kids' games are usually pretty top-notch. Mm-hmm. So the way this works, everybody gets a series of pieces. Everybody has the same 5 pieces. There you go. Little magician's hat. And this one reminds me of all of the Doctor series. The Dr. Eureka, Dr. Microbe, Doctors, whatever it was. Yeah, it's the same concept. Each round you're turning over 1 card and you're stacking what's in color. So there you go. If it's in color, then it has to be visible from whatever the final product is. If it's there and grayed out, it has to be in the mix, but not visible. If it is not even on the card, then it just is left out of the pile. It's just off to the side. You don't have to use it. Oh, that one's actually
in it. It's the coin.
Which one's missing? It's the coin that's missing. So that would be that would not be right. You'd have to have this guy under and that guy right there. There we go. Mm-hmm. That would work. But you're racing. You're racing to do this. All 4 players are racing to do this with their set of pieces. First player to 5 cards completed wins, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. So that's the whole game. It's just a cute little kids' dexterity game. That being said, I did end up keeping Dr. Eureka. I think that was the first one of this style game that we ever played, and it was fun even for adults. This one's going to leave the collection. I think it is definitely much more geared toward kids, which, I mean, it is. It's 6 and up. But I think it's still a great kids game. A great dexterity game. Makes them think and makes them race. So, but yeah. Top that.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Next we have Thunder Road Vendetta. Yes, it's not the good one. The one with all the cool stuff in it.
You have to qualify that? I still think it's a good game.
No, it's still a great game. It still plays exactly the same. It just doesn't have all the other stuff, which is fine.
We've played. I
think it had terrains and it has the the other cars. There's two other cars.
There's other
the motorcycle,
yeah,
and although I think that's part of another expansion.
This one still has it still has your 3D cars. It still has the helicopter and all that. So, so how this plays? You have a track set up. There's 3 of these tiles put out, like so, and then as the game progresses, and somebody is about to run off the end of the road, and I'll explain how that happens. But if somebody's about to head off the end of it, this tile is taken off, and anybody still on it
is out of the game.
So if you haven't moved one of your cars very much, and you're incentivized to move them, you get a turn to move every single car. But if you haven't gotten them off of this tile, then they're out of the game. But then this tile flips over, goes into a separate pile, and you add another tile to the very end of the track, and you keep going till you hit 5 tiles, or there's only one person left standing, whichever comes first. So how this runs, you have a series of cars. Every player has 3 cars and 1 helicopter that they get to work with. You also have a dashboard. I'm just going to set that right there out of my way for a second. You also have a dashboard that, as you actually have 3 dashboards. Your dashboard is
3 different car controls.
3 different car controllers. Thank you. You have 3 different car controls sitting out along with your dashboard that gives you special powers. And everybody's are similar, but not exact. So depending on which color you're playing, your powers could be a little different. It's even double-sided, so it gives you... Are they different on both sides? I don't even know. Why are both sides exactly the same? Well, that was a missed opportunity. That's silly. But anyway. All right, so you have 3 cars in your helicopter. On your turn, you are rolling your dice, and you are assigning your dice to a car each round. Until that car's out of the game. There's multiple ways that could happen. When you assign a die, you are taking the associated car, whichever car you just activated, whether it be your small, your medium, or your large, and it's going to be whichever one I can get out.
So you pull the chopper out first.
Well, because the chopper's blocking everything else. Okay, so here we go. Here is my large one. Maybe I assigned a 6 to his dashboard. And I'm starting... You know, I bring him on the board, and I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, no problem. I'm starting in mud now, but I'm no longer on road. There's all sorts of different terrain here.
Well, that's
There's
2
the
to
actual
travel
roads.
across 2 anyway. So you wouldn't have made
Oh, the
it all
mud,
way
you're
up here.
right, because it takes 2 to travel across the mud. You've got your straight up roads. You've got your sand, and then you've got your mud. You've also got hazards in here. Now, all of these red diamonds have various hazards on it. It could be nothing. It could be a broken down car. It could be an oil slick. There's a number of different things it could be, and each one has its own rules to it. There's also these hazards in here that are impassable. If you would get slammed into one of these, which could happen, this is basically a big game of roller derby. Well, not roller derby. What am I thinking?
It's more like Mad Max, the movie.
Yeah.
In a board game series.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So, again, this is basically a big game of demolition derby. So, throughout the game, you are progressing, trying to avoid the hazards, trying to avoid the mud pits that cost you extra movement, trying to avoid getting knocked into any of these immovable objects and thus out of the game. You can crash into other players. You can basically land on top of them. You roll dice to see who goes what direction, who gets knocked out, knocks in one direction. As long as you don't hit an immovable object or get pushed completely off the track, you're still in the game. If provided you don't take too much damage, there are ways of taking damage. If you take too much damage, you got to stop and repair your car. No big deal. It is definitely not my kind of game. This is a dice rolling game. There's a lot of luck involved, but it's just fun. So I do.
Which is surprising to hear it come from her.
Yeah, we've played twice now, and I think both games have been a lot of fun. This one, I don't remember who won this last one. The first time we played at the retreat, man, I came in second. I almost won.
I don't know.
Connor
I can look and see who won.
Okay. Yeah, Connor took me out at the retreat with his chopper.
Yeah. Justin won.
Okay.
Of course he did.
It was very close to Justin and Jackie, and I couldn't remember which one of them won. But there are ways, if you get all 3 of your cars knocked out of the race, then you're out of the game, period. There's just no way around it. You can bring your chopper in, and it can fire at various locations in front of it to take out cars. We do have one expansion. I should say this was a gift from Mark and Jessica. They ended up liking it so much they went and got the big Extreme Edition.
And this just adds more. You actually have a driver that actually has a superpower, different powers on your gearbox, and different upgrades that you put under each car that you can do.
Yeah.
And hazard tokens, because some people can actually put out hazards in front of you.
Yes. Well, and I should say that even on this one in here, every dashboard, every gearbox, whatever you want to call it, you can assign a die to. You have to assign a die to every car. You get 4 dice though. You can assign a die to one of these and do its special ability. You can repair, you can bump somebody, you can nitro. This car gains movement equal to the value of this die. So you can put a 1 or a 2 here and you get just a little boost onto one of your cars.
Yeah.
That type of thing. So, okay. We are going to hold on to these 2.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. I think this would be a lot of fun to play on the 24. You know, with the right people. Get Ben in this one. Oh. Remember how I said I was going to set these aside so they were out of my way? Oops. Oops. There goes the finish line. Okay. Now that everything is back in the box, as I said, we are going to hold on to this one. And that is that. Okay. All right.
Okay, next we have
Oh boy.
Totally Awesome the Game, which really wasn't that awesome. Spoilers.
Okay. So, the only thing totally awesome about this game was
Is that the board stands up.
The board, they instruct you to stand the board up. Well, actually, they tell you to do it on this end or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's facing everybody. Okay, there we go. And your flags that you are putting out, or your people, I should say, not the flags. The goal of this is to collect flags, but your people stick to it. There's magnet in it. This is, again, a trivia game. And each game, or each question you answer, you are able to move up or over to collect flags. The goal is you have to collect 1 of every flag or all 4 of your flags. You have to collect so many flags.
You got to collect all your flags.
I think it's all your flags. Yes, you're right.
1, 2, 3.
You collect all of your flags, but there's 1 more than is on your trail. So you have to go over to somebody else's trail at some point to collect a flag. And then you can come back or whatever. But
no, you collect your flags, and then you're trying to collect the purple flag, if I'm not mistaken.
well, yes, the purple is the very last one. But you still have to move over to somebody else's line because there's not enough flags on your line to collect all of them. So how this works? Again, trivia questions. What candy was invented in the 1800s, comes in many flavors, is popular during Easter, and was sent by Ronald Reagan on the 1983 Challenger space shuttle? I didn't realize that these were that old. The jelly bean.
You didn't think jelly beans were...
I didn't think jelly beans were the 1800s.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
early versions of the bicycle can be traced back to the 1700s. Okay, I know that. When they were called velocipedes? What are the root words for velocipede? Big wheel, fast foot, or lazy walker? So in other words, how did the bicycle get its name?
Big wheel.
No, fast foot. It's just really weird trivia questions. When you got to a specific spot, I want to say it was when you got to the flag, there was somewhere you had to do one of these feats as well, which were...
To get a flag.
To get the flag, I think you had to do a feat.
Yep.
And some of them weren't that bad. Like the one on the bottom of the pile here, snap your fingers. Okay. Pass an orange without dropping it. Create a sculpture out of paper. Write and recite a poem.
Yeah, players earn flags when they land on fantastic feat spaces.
Which are the flags?
Which are the flags, yes.
Pop your cheek. So none of these are horrible, but there were some that required you to get up and like dance around the room.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, no. Yeah.
And we even had Ben playing with us on this one, and
Yeah.
he's always into games like that, and he's like,
No.
we will refrain from doing this.
Yeah, it was not as fun as I hoped it would be.
It is for ages 8 and up, so.
That's true. We're going to let this one go too.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just nothing to write home about. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Next we have Top Secret Adventure Game from Highlights.
Again, more trivia. This one, though, I like the trivia on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I like the trivia where there's some sort of a theme in the game. I like the science trivia. This one has a lot of travel trivia. So I liked this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the board. It is very large. It is...
The world.
It's a reference.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it is. This
Well,
board
it
is
has
reference.
where you're
It
moving
has
around
your
the board,
spots, yes.
and it
It
has
has
your
your
embassies.
spots.
And
So this is a roll and move. You're rolling and moving
going
around the
backwards,
board.
but-
I'm going backwards, whatever. You're moving around the board, doing whatever space you land on. You're taking care of whatever that space is. Ultimate goal of the game is to get enough of the top secret data cards to fulfill your mission card. That's the whole goal of the game. So, for example, this mission card says I have to have 4 suspects, including 2 with blonde hair, 3 stolen items, and 5 countries, including at least 1 that is an island. I'm going to find those here. I pick these up in various spots around the board. You start the game with a couple. Mm-hmm. Every time you pass your embassy, you get 1. If you land on your
exactly
embassy, you
on
get 2
Mm-hmm.
on your embassy.
Mm-hmm.
There are other places you can pick them up, but the main place you're going to get these is by, and mind you, they're all random draw. That's it. So once you get what you need, you have to try to hold on to it because there's lots of places to lose them again too.
Mm-hmm.
But the main way to get them is to answer the quizzes, and you get that by landing on these quiz spaces. So for example, here's a question. The island nation of Sri Lanka is located near the southern tip of which country? Argentina, India, Italy, or Spain?
You had this one last time.
I did.
It
You know
was
the answer?
India,
It was
wasn't it?
India, yes.
Yes, I did have a question in there that I actually answered correctly, but it shows how dated this game is. The country with the most, the highest population.
Yeah, was China.
And I said India. Look it up.
Really?
It's India.
Oh.
Google
okay.
it, people. It's India. It's not China no more.
Did you Google it afterwards or something?
I heard it. I was listening to something on the radio or in a podcast or something that they were talking about that India has the largest population.
now. It wasn't like
It
per capita or
it
per-
surpassed China.
That's crazy. Huh. Okay.
So now this game's
Well,
dated,
look,
so it's
here's-
no good anymore.
here's
So
this
let's
one.
get.
Ironically, look what question I just opened to.
Which country has the largest population? Brazil, China, India, or United States?
Yep.
It's India, not China.
Yeah. And you said India, and you got it wrong because the card said China.
Because I think I heard that. It may have been a post that I read
Huh.
someplace.
The Pantheon, the Parthenon, gotta get all the letters in the right space, and the Acropolis are located in which country?
Greece.
Thank you. I was going to say, do I even have to give you multiple
We have
choice?
pictures of us there.
We do. What capital city is located in South America? Abuja? Cairo, Moscow, or Lima?
Lima.
Yes.
Enough pandemic tells you that.
Yeah. I like the trivia questions, although apparently some of them are outdated now. It was a fun game, but it's a roll and move. It's not something we're ever going to pull off the shelf, and with us dissolving the travel collection, we're going to let it go. Had we still had the collection, I probably would have held on to this one.
Yeah,
I like
this
the
is a
travel
very
theme
well
of it.
put together
Oh my
game.
gosh,
I mean,
this
the box is,
This box is solid.
and the
It
cool
is.
thing, it's published by
Highlights, yeah.
Highlights, so Do you guys remember the little highlights books you could get, the little magazines in school?
Yeah.
A lot of times in the doctor's office, they would be sitting there on the
Oh,
table
yeah.
to read, and
Yep.
had the little stick person cartoons. I don't remember what they were called, the timbers or something like that. They were like little wooden timber sticks, like, and they were a family. And
I do not remember those.
we'll try and find a picture and pop it up so you can see it. Anyway,
You're going to have to find that one. Anyway, Top Secret Adventures. We are going to let this go, but I do think it's a pretty neat game. All right. Mm-hmm. All right.
next, back to train games. This is a box on lit upside down, but Traintopia. It's
All
on
right.
sideways.
I think I got it turned right. Yes. All right. So Traintopia is a tile placement game. You play so many rounds based on player count. And these are basically your round cards. You have one card sets out for the end of the game. You know that's going to be your final round. The rest of them you shuffle up and you just grab so many. And then each round, at the start of the round, you put out pieces based on this card. So in this case, in a 2-player game, I'm going to pull 6 train tiles out and lay them out. I'm going to put a train token down. Or a train engine down, 2 commuters, and maybe the next round I'm going to get a tourist, a commuter, a train, and a mailbag. And then I'm going to only get 5 tiles though. So each player takes their turn. You draft one of these items. If you draft a tile, you put it onto your board somewhere. If you draft a commuter, you get to score one of your lines, and you're scoring certain things that each commuter is looking for their own color tile, and you're scoring a point based on each of those areas they run through, that rail runs through. Once you've scored a rail for gray, you can't score them for gray again, but you can score them for yellow or green. Once you've scored them for tourists, for the whites, you can't score white again on that train. Ultimately, you're trying to finish off as many trains as you can by meeting up with various stations. And I'll show some pictures here of our completed boards. But if you grab a train track, you're sitting down your train. If you're grabbing a commuter or a tourist, then you play them out, you score them, you're done. If you grab a mailbag, you just put it onto one of your tracks. You're going to score extra points at the end of the game for those. And if you grab a train, again, you put it onto one of your tracks because you're going to score extra points for it at the end of the game. At the end of the game, you're going to basically score up all of your completed tracks. You're going to score these guys throughout the game. You've already scored them. But the mailbags that you put down are going to double the points of any track that you finished, as long as it's done. And that basically meaning you have stations locking in both sides of it. The trains you score points on based on money. So all throughout the game there are these different money icons here. And when you lay down this track, you immediately grab a money token and lay it on there. You can use those money tokens to buy other things throughout the game, to buy bonus tiles and such. But if you have money left, the train engines give you points for that, whatever money is left on your tracks. That's what that does.
Yeah, it's like 2 to 3 bags on it. It's 4 points.
Yeah. That's this whole game. It's
very simple.
It really is, yes. But I enjoyed it. It's a neat tile placement. I did not like the fact that we couldn't use our Carcassonne layouts because with this one, okay, so most tile laying games, you have to match things up like so, right? You have to actually match them up. But this one, you don't have to. I can put this train here if I want to. I can flip this over and do this, and that's totally legal. But it also means I can't use my nice little grids that we use for Carcassonne and other tile laying games, even though the tiles are the right size. But that's okay.
The world's going to stop.
I know, it was so disappointing though. Because, Anyway, but that is Traintopia. Oh, put that in there. And we are going to hold on to it. Now, I wasn't sure, because up until we played it just recently, we'd only played it the one time, and I didn't remember a lot about it. But I did enjoy it. Like I said, it's a good tile laying game. So, yeah, Traintopia.
Next we have trails and stations.
Wait, what?
Trains and stations.
Say trails.
Yeah, you know.
All
They
right,
were
so-
trails before there was trains on them.
Well, that's true. That's true. Okay, so trains and stations. We have had this one for a really long time.
This has a super large board.
Yeah. I still want to play this at 4 or 5 players someday.
Yeah, this plays up to 5 players.
Yeah.
On this board.
And this is actually a
Good
3
luck
to
getting
5,
anything done.
Right? Oh, you're going to get stuff done. Good luck winning majority on getting stuff done.
True.
So we found a 2-player variant for this one. This one typically plays
3 to 5.
3 to 5. We found a 2-player variant years ago.
And years ago.
And printed it out. It basically takes cards out of the game and locks off a couple of the stations so you can't use them.
Yep.
That's it. So it basically tightens the board down even more. So every player has their own little specialty set of dice, and all the dice are the same. They're just different colors. On your turn, you are rolling 5 dice. You have a total of 8. You only ever get to roll 5 of your own, though. There are ways of getting bonus dice, so you have one-time bonus use dice throughout the game. So the idea with this one is that you are trying to make connections between cities. It doesn't have to be entirely your dice, though. Maybe I only rolled 2 trains. And let me back up just a second. Because on these dice, there are a number of different symbols. There are the trains. Trains go down on the board. There are the locked trains. These are ones I cannot re-roll no matter how much I want to. They are stuck at trains. They're not bad. It's not like you roll a whole bunch of them, you're stuck. You just can't re-roll them. Then there are also the little bell icons, the steer icons, and the coal cart icons. Those icons all refer to special buildings that you can put out on the board if you manage to roll 3 of them in one turn. Mind you, you only get 5 dice. So if you roll 3 of them in a turn, you can put a building into one of the cities. Those buildings, when routes connect through them or connect into them, will give you bonuses. Then
They give you
there's
the
money
cards down
symbol.
here.
Yeah, you get the cards. Then there's the money symbol. Money symbols, well, gosh, give you money. Money, the only use for the money is to allow you to re-roll. When you roll, your first roll is free. Of course, you roll your dice. If you want to re-roll, you can re-roll any die you want except for the locked trains for the cost of 1 coin. If I still didn't get what I want, I throw another coin into the bank and I re-roll again. And I can keep doing that for as long as I have money to do so. You can only ever have 5 coins at a time, though. So the most times you're going to re-roll is 5. And you can re-roll your bonus dice too if you have them. Once you've used your bonus die, or you have rolled it and not used it, then you lose it. You only get to roll it 1 turn, and then it goes back into the supply. But after you've rolled your dice, you end up with, enough to put a building down. Great. You grab a building and you put it down into whatever city is eligible for it. Once you have your trains figured out, now you're taking your trains and you're putting them somewhere on the board. They don't have to be together. I can put 2 here and 1 over here. Maybe I don't quite want to finish off this route because I actually need to get over here. So I'm going to put 2 here and I'm going to put 1 over here. Because the route that my card gives me is here. Is from Seattle all the way over to Detroit. If I can complete the whole thing, then I get to score it all. But it doesn't have to be me. So say I'm going to lay 2 here and 1 here because I need to connect the whole thing. If I laid this here, this route scores immediately and the dice come back off.
Yep.
So I don't want to do that yet because I need to get to Detroit. So I'm going to split up my tokens. Now, when my next turn comes around, I once again grab all 5 dice I have left. And I roll all 5 dice again. Even though some of my dice are locked up here on the board. Now, when one of my opponents comes through, and maybe he needs to get from Billings over to New York, he can complete these 2 and then start going down. But it would not behoove him to complete these 2 until he's got some of this built up. But if he were to complete these 2, well, now Billings to Detroit scores. This dice comes back to me and I've lost any progress I've done. But when you score, there's little bonus icons down at the bottom of every city. You get that. Whoever has the most dice in that track gets whatever's at the bottom of this thing. If you have a building built in that city, you get one of the supply cards, one of the goods cards for that particular building. And they're all labeled down here. There's a number of different ones. Ultimately, you're playing until you run out of victory point cards, and then you add up your points and go. There's also routes down here, and these are points at the end of the game too. So you're not only scoring up all your victory point cards, but you're also getting this score as well.
And those also have, because you're scoring at the end of the game as well, like you said.
That's right.
You're scoring
majorities
the
here, too.
majorities of each type of resource, and
Yeah.
some of these cards have extra resources
Yes,
that you
and
can
you're
get. Like
keeping
this
that
one,
secret from people,
if you had
so they
that
don't know
card,
they
you have
it.
2 extra steer, so you could have possibly the most in the steer.
Right, right. This is one we have not pulled out in a really long time. This used to be one of our go-to games way back when. But I did enjoy it. I felt like the rules were a little more convoluted than I remembered them being. Maybe I was just looking for them to be a little more straightforward than they were, but I still liked it.
Yeah, well, like I said, we just got into the hobby when we started playing this game, and now we've played some very 47-page long games.
Or more, yeah. But yeah, I still like it. I do one day want to play it at a higher player count. It's such an old game, though. I don't know how easy it's going to be to pull off the shelf with other players. So
We
anyway,
just pull it off, and when somebody can't figure out what they want to play, it's like, we're going to play this.
we're going to play this. I want to try it with more players. You're it. Anyway, Trains and Stations, it is going to stick around. All right.
And finally, we have Trains by
Hisashi Hayashi.
I wanted to see if she could say it again.
Right? Okay, so this actually has 2 games in it. This has Trains, and it also has Rising Sun in it.
Yes.
Rising Sun is a standalone expansion to this game. It does not have all the boards in it, though. I think it has one of the boards in it. The board for this
This
game,
one's
and the
seen
rest
some
of them,
love.
right?
This
It
box has
has.
gotten a little beat
I
up.
don't want to tape it up, but I feel like I'm going to need to tape it up
Maybe
soon.
some glue.
I may have to just take
Some
some Elmer's glue
glue.
to the side of it, because it is definitely starting to show some wear. Anyway, this is
our Dominion.
this is a deck builder. This was the first deck builder we'd ever played. It comes with one board that is double-sided, and we've got several other boards. We've got, I think, 2 other boards, both double-sided, so 4 more maps. And I think one of the maps actually has 2 maps on it, California and Italy.
Those are 2-player games.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So we've got a total now of, 7 maps then for this? Again, this is a deck builder similar to Dominion. You start off the game with your standard deck of cards. You've got your lay rails, which is one of the things you're trying to do is lay rails out to move throughout the country. You've got your lay stations. You're trying to put stations into any of the cities where you currently have a train. You've also got all of your basic train cards. Those are essentially just money. Those are what you're using to buy from the massive stacks of cards that are laying off to the side of the board that you build your hand with, just like any other deck builder. So you're playing out these cards in order to get more cards into your hand. And it's all random. There is, this is the randomizer stack, guys. It's huge. You can randomize what you're doing, or you can put whichever ones you want in there. As you are laying cards down, though, as you are laying rails and laying stations, you are gathering waste. Waste is essentially the byproduct of the game. This is the card that clogs up your hand. There's nothing you can do with it when you get it except for try to get rid of it. There are cards in here that will get rid of it. So you've got to balance your hand with, I need cards that give me more money so I can get the better cards. But I also need cards that are going to get rid of the waste that is a natural byproduct of the game. You can't avoid it. If you lay rails, you're taking waste. If you lay stations, you're taking waste.
Build stations.
And that is, thank you, build stations. And that's the whole basis of the game, is to do those things. So somewhere we came up with this had to have been our very first upgrade to a game. I have no idea.
Because, it used to all be cubes.
It's all cubes. Yeah. Cubes and little octagon discs, and now this is my stations. Again, I have no clue where we got these.
Mm-hmm.
So, to lay rails, you're just laying your trains down across, paying whatever money you have to pay for the region you're going into.
Right.
If you're going across water, it costs an extra one. The rivers, I'm sorry, you can't actually build trains.
Well,
in
it
the
costs
river.
you an extra coin.
Yes,
You lay rails, it costs you
an
an extra coin, which
Yeah.
is
Which
a
is-
train, basically.
Yes, it's a train, just right
Yep.
here.
If you go into forest, it costs you another one.
It costs you another one. If you go into these remote areas,
It costs
you
whatever the
amount
number
of
on it. And if you go into a city, it costs you however many other
People are there. How many other stations
buildings
are
or
there?
stations are there.
So to lay a station down, you just lay it down. You got to play the card. You take your waste, put it into your discard pile, and lay the station down. Yes, to go into the city depends on how many stations are there. So to go into the city, if you're the first one there, it's free because there's no stations there.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you put a station there, now the next player coming in has to pay one or two, depending on how many stations you've laid. You can lay stations equal to the number of towers in the city.
Show the board a little better.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, because that one has 3, 1,
Yeah.
2, and then
Yeah.
extra points.
So the game ends when one player's out of trains, or when there are 4 of the. I want to say there was 15 decks
Four-
of cards.
yeah,
I
4
don't remember.
stacks.
When 4 of the stacks is empty, whichever comes first. Typically, we're out of trains.
Mm-hmm.
Because there comes a point where you don't need to keep building your hand. Just like any deck builder, honestly. I have always loved this game.
Yeah, like, I'm not taking away from Dominion. Dominion's a great game. This is exactly like Dominion,
Yeah.
but it gives you that board aspect of other things you're trying to do other than get points. Because in here, too, it has, like, in Dominion, they had the point cards that
cards
you
that
could
are-
get. This
they're-
one has point cards. It's like apartments and
They don't do
business
anything but-
towers. And
They do nothing but clog up your hand the entire
Yeah,
game.
but they're points at the end of the game.
They're points, yeah. Like I said, I absolutely adore this game.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. This one is definitely sticking around, as is Rising Sun. Which
to the point where I want to find the other expansion.
Yeah, I kind of do too. But anyway, that is Trains. Fantastic deck builder. Like I said, this one was very early in our collection also. Like I said, this was our introduction to deck building.
Mm-hmm.
And that is it. That is it for this episode.
We've
let
arrived
us
at the
know.
station.
Yeah, really.
All the train games are done now? I think so. Yeah.
I think
we've
this
played
was
all of our
the
train
trains.
games.
Yeah,
now.
all the Ticket to Rides, and then the trains were all on this one. We made sure of that. The one that
Railways
started
of the
train.
World was a few videos back. So
Yeah. Yep, I think that should be it.
Maglev Metro was a few videos back. So,
A few? Anyway.
Yep. So, until then, thanks for watching.
Which could happen. This is basically a big game of roller derby. Well, not roller derby. What am I thinking?
Derby. I'm like going.
What am I thinking?
I was trying to see the
Not monster truck. What is the crashing game with Cody? My God, I'm cutting all of this. Anyway, it's the hell am I
Oh
thinking of?
God! Now you've made me forget what it is. Oh God! What is that called? God.
Bumper cars? No.
No. Now I'm going to say Pinewood Derby.